Mighty sound. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to your Thursday. I got it right. Oh my gosh, yesterday I was so confused. I should have taken the day off. No, initially I should have taken the day off because I was exhausted. I needed some rest. I looked at my video on Instagram and people was cracking up on me. Well, my dear heart cousins and friends, they was laughing because I had a bobby pin hanging from my head. I said it was Tuesday when it was really Wednesday, and my eyes was like, oh, let me go back to sleep. So I had to laugh at myself, realizing when you are tired, take a break. It's okay. But at the same time, I'm glad that I pushed through it because I was so productive. So it's like a two-edged sword there. Either listen to my body at the moment or get up and push through it and be excited because after I got me some coffee, I was good. So yeah, I'm glad that I was able to make it through yesterday and share with everyone my struggles and was able to overcome them. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, hey, Nick, it's good to see you here this morning. You said the struggle is real. It is, but you're here to get your story out. Decided to pick up some old manuscript, my cowboy romance. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm so proud of you. I remember back in the day you was writing your cowboy romance about this what lawyer who got tired of corporate world and wanted to be a cowboy. I'm so happy for you. I want you to write that, get that story out, get it published, and I got you. I support you all the way through. I am so happy for you because that is where your heart was. So yeah, yesterday was a productive day. I'm glad that I came and pushed through it. Sometimes you got to make that choice to push through it, and sometimes you just got to laugh at yourself. If other people laugh and laugh with them, I was good because I knew how bad I was feeling initially. But halfway through our sprint, oh my God, it's like I got a breath of fresh air or was able to go on. I was on a marathon road with my writing. So, yeah, I was really proud of that. So, oh, I've been listening to DK Walker on Instagram and I like a lot of things that he say. He's was my well, I guess he still is my little mentor on the side, my silent mentor. I have several mentors that I just love who they are and they message they process to the world and they business, mind. I love that. So as a writer, you need to really find someone that you can emulate and take that and make it into who you are. Structure their standards or they model method for his writing or business and make it fit you in a way because I love Annie Acorn, business mind. I'm not going to kid you. She's self publishing. She has her own publishing company. She does her own book covers. She is just an entrepreneur all the way. I heard an interview with her with my friend Ann Harrison. I think it was done last year. And I just fell in love with her. She is just amazing. And I follow her on Twitter, and her advice and her writing tips is just brilliant. If you ever feel like you stuck or you need that other push, a motivation, follow Annie Acorn on Twitter. She is just phenomenal to me. And the fact that she's self-publishing, she's her own marketer, she does it all. And my goal for 2021 is to get her on our show and interview her. I am going to get her on my podcast. I don't know if I mentioned it to you yesterday, but I have a new podcast. It's called Write, Coffee, and Repeat. And you can go to anchor.fm/ Tish Bouvier, or go to my website, and it's in the navigation bar, my podcast, where I talk to you unscripted about my journey and little tidbits that I want to share that I miss out sharing with you on the live videos. But I will also be hosting writers, us, authors, us, um, content creators such as my daughter and other people that's into producing content for the public. Um, I would like to do editors, publishers, you know, entrepreneurs and readers, because without the readers, who are we writing for? I know ourselves, but we like our books to be in the hands of readers. So that's my goal for 2021, is to get my podcast up and running and going with some informative information. These people will be an inspiration for you and your journey. But yes, I love Annie Akon. DK Walker, he is really brilliant. He was the first person I talked to in the writing agenda who gave me some good advice and writing tips. He was the inspiration for me to create my own book covers. He pays it forward, and that's what I love about him. He's not out to rip you off. You know, we all want to make some kind of income being a writer and an author and an entrepreneur, but with him, he gave some very valuable advice. And to me, that's worth more than anything you can learn in a $500 class. And he taught me the value in supporting other writers and authors to pay it forward. I just believe we should pay it forward in everything we do. That's just what I believe. And I love that. But there was a couple of things he said, and I was talking to me and Ann was talking about it. He said, and forgive me if I quote wrong because I'm not putting it in quotation marks, but from what I gather, that to be a writer, a good writer, you don't have to read all the time. That hit a sour note with my friend Ann, because you have to. You have to read. But his point was that a lot of people don't have time to read. However, Ann came back and say, if you have time to watch TV and these movies, you have time to read. She bang hit it right on the target, and that's true. If you have time to watch movies and stuff like that, you have time to read. But he was trying to make a lot of people don't have time to read, but they want to write a book, or they're writing a book. You can get his point basically is you can get everything you can from watching a movie or a TV show. You can break it down and watch the three-story act in a movie or a TV show or any documentary or whatever. You can, because you're a storyteller, and these shows that you watch had to be written. So it goes back to the beginning. Yeah, you need to read a book, because if you don't know how to read, you don't know how to write. Even if you're writing a show for a movie or a script like that. So I have to beg to differ a little bit. I think as a writer, you need to read. You need to pick up every book you can within your genre that you're writing in, and also branch out to other genres, because you can get inspiration from anything that you read. Not to say that watching a show, a cozy mystery show, or a murder thriller show, or a fantasy or something like that, you cannot learn from, you cannot take it and apply it to your own writing life. But I just have to agree with my friend Ann. You must read. You need to read. If you have time to watch a movie and a show, you have time to pick up a book and read, because that's how storytelling began, is by writing. Some people say it is by word of mouth. I don't know. What you think? Share with me in the comment. Good morning, Kay. It is so good to have you here this morning. And it's another thing that DK did say. The other day I did comment on his video, which I agree 100%. Consistency is the key to writing. That's just facts. You can't write today and not going to write anymore till next week. You'll never get anything done. Or you can't write today and wait, oh, I'm going to wait till next month. No, you need to write every day if possible, no matter what. Even if you're in the bed sick, well, recover. But if you have your phone and you're looking through social media and you're in bed sick, jot down a sentence or two in your notepad. Make it a habit. You don't have to write a full page or a whole paragraph or anything like that. Jot down maybe a little quick conversation that your character having. You can prioritize and put that first, and then look at your social media. So really, there is no excuse for not writing. Just like yesterday, my excuse could have been that I was so tired, I was so confused. And yes, I was confused yesterday. But I wrote and I was productive. So yeah, I think consistency is the key. Is the key. I am living proof. I wrote 30 days straight when I first started NaNo, and I wrote my haiku book. I wrote a haiku, one haiku a day on top of writing my story. And that was consistency. And if you realize that when NaNo is over, everyone wants to slow down a little bit. And it was like, oh, I'm still on that edge. What I'm going to do with myself. So, yeah, consistency. And we created that pattern of consistency, that habit back in November, and it continues. So, yeah, I agree with that. And one more thing he shared today. I'm trying to remember. Your story matters. Oh, I will preach this 100 years, because he was saying some people get discouraged, especially when they go to bookstores. I got discouraged recently. Um, where was I? Oh gosh. I got discouraged when I was on Twitter and I seen all those writers out there pitching a PB pitch. I'm just gonna be honest. I really got discouraged because I was introduced to a whole world of new people that was writing, constantly writing. And the pitch before then was for the children's story. And I was like, oh my God, all these brilliant ideas, all these concepts, these writers, these stories. And then I joined a group full of writers that was doing children's stories. And I was like, oh my God, I don't see all these books in the bookstore. I don't see all these books at school when I was growing up. But it is millions of writers out there that has books. And that can be discouraged because you were like, where do I fit in? How am I going to get my story out there, when there's so many other stories to pick from? And I was discouraged. Yes, I was a little bit discouraged. So the point is, I had to remove myself and realize that my story mattered. Everybody has a story, and you need to write it. You need to accept that there's no original idea, but you can take an idea and make it your own. And the key is marketing, which is something totally different from writing. You need to promote your story. And my best advice to all of us is, while you're writing, promote it. That's why I talk about Bay all the time, Bay Vons. My cozy mystery. Start building a rapport with your followers on your social media now. Introduce a character to them now, even though you may not have the story completely written, or you just thought of the story. Start engaging with other people about your story, and this is promotion. Do it now. So by the time you complete writing, the whole process of writing and editing, and you're ready for it to launch, You got people already invested in your story. So that's marketing. And that's something I recently discovered. Kay said, "Oh no, sick in bed is." Oh, okay. I thought you were finna say you were sick. Sick in bed is a great time to read and learn new strong action verbs. Ooh, y'all listen to that advice. Strong action verb is really good. I follow someone on Instagram that gives you examples of words to use versus not to use in different situation and in different genres. I mean, social media is a great learning tool. You hear a lot of people talk about, "Oh, I hate social media. It's so much drama." You can decipher, you can declutter and cleanse out all that mess. On Twitter, this is what I do. I'm not looking just to get a whole bunch of followers. I would love a whole bunch of followers. To me, the numbers really don't matter too much. Like I have friends that have maybe 3 or 4 thousand. I'm stuck at 300 and something, and I'm proud of it because I actually get to see their tweets and get to interact with them. And what I did is I created lists in my Twitter feed. I have a Coffy Cozy Cafe, which consists of all my writers. I have a Haiku, which is my poets. Um, then I have a news feed. And I have these different lists that I go to on my Twitter feed. And I try to follow people as a rule that is in the reading and writing genre, most of all. So I don't get engaged in all those other side topics like politics and stuff like it is so easy to get caught up, and even writers will talk about it. So but you need to be careful because if you're looking for a tradition to go the traditional route, I think from what I've been told, there's some kind of disclosure where you cannot discuss certain things on your social media feed. So if I want to be my own publisher and edit my own publisher, I take all this in and I apply it to where I'm at now. And so I just say, no, no, no. So when you create your list, you can decipher through all that other stuff and just focus on the area. Like Annie Akon, I noticed that she tweets the same time every day. But it's engaging. People are retweeting her tweets. People are making comments with her tweets. Her tweets are relevant and it is so helpful. Y'all be sure to follow her. I just love her. I do. So yeah, and then even with Instagram, seem like anybody can follow you on Instagram. Oh, I got to tell y'all this story before we go into Twitter. That was this woman. Okay, I know Claire. She's a cozy mystery writer. I met her in person. I was already following her feed, but she left Instagram. So you got to be careful. There are some clones out there. They would take a picture of one of your followers. They will have very few followers, and they'll hit you in a DM message and say, "Hi, how was your day?" And then they get make you think like you really know them when you know Claire never hit you up like that before. And I went and did my research and realized, oh, this is a clone. And I told them, shame on you. You pretending to be someone that you're not. Well, they deleted themselves because I already been hit up a couple of times and fooled. So I know what to look for. But you can learn a lot on Instagram too. Like Kate was saying, strong action verbs, This one particular person I follow, I don't remember their name, but they give strong words to use when you're writing. So you may want to search for some of that on your Instagram feed too. So anyway, that was my little tip and pointer for today. Kay said, "Don't be discouraged. Stories pull relationships, and that's one reason why I write is to connect with people." Yeah, I know. I got caught up. I was like, "Oh my gosh, so many people," but I met a lot of wonderful people in the process because I asked questions. I mean, gosh, yeah, it can be discouraging, but I'm trying to overcome that because if you're going to be a writer, you really have to have strong what shoulders or whatever, especially when you start getting reviews. And if they're not always positive, keep in mind that when you write, not everyone gonna like your writing. It'll be a perfect world if they did. So I'm a very sensitive person, so I'm trying to get into the habit of not taking things so personal. Well, I had got my first thumbs down on my YouTube maybe several weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh my God, I got my first thumbs down." I applauded myself because it made me realize I'm not gonna be pleasing to everybody. There may be some things in my live stream they may not like, and it's okay because even the best of the YouTubers out there gets thumbs down all the time. My daughter, she gets death threats. I was like, what? That's awful. But sometimes you just got to blow that crap over. So, anyway, that's my little spill for the day. So I'm going to handwrite some things out today. I'm still working on my story. I want to really get so much done by December the 31st, but time is going by pretty quick, and I didn't realize we already at Thursday. This week is just about over. In a couple of weeks, it'll be Christmas. But you know what? I'm still going to focus on writing and getting this story done. And keep focused on what I'm doing. You keep focusing on what you're doing and don't let all this other distraction on the outside discourage you. So, with that said, let's go into a 10-minute writing warm up. Okay, that completes our 10-minute writing warm up. Oh, I never did finish saying. Sometimes I talk too fast. Uh, my thoughts are in my head and I'm trying to get it all out at one time. But when I was saying about finding you someone to imitate, not imitate by being exactly, but using as a model for your writing career and your writing journey. I said Annie Akon would be someone I would model behind her business platform because I really love what she does. And what really touched my heart about her is when we had I'm a Hurricane Harvey survivor. We lost everything we have now it's completely new. Our house was right there where the reservoir was. I mean, it's right behind me, the reservoir basically. And she donated a lot of her books. She has tons of books. She says she gets books all the time. And she donated it to those who lost books, schools, and stuff here in Texas during Hurricane Harvey in 2017. And I love that. That really captured my heart when she said that because books are so important to be in the hands of children. But I love a business model. And First Lady Charlotte, I love her. She's my mentor. She don't even know she's my mentor. She's a Christian woman, but she's a go-getter. She a creative design. She designs her own book covers. I found out she does it for other people. She does T-shirts. She does a banner. She is so good with the graphic designs, and she's so spiritual and so loving and caring. And this woman initially didn't even know me. She lived in Virginia, and when she heard about us in the flood, she hit me up in my messenger on Facebook and got my I think it was my PayPal account and sent donations for me and my family. You know, that's how people supposed to be. I mean, I never imagined wanting to accept anything from anyone because I'm this kind of person. We don't need anything. But you never know what life will bring to you and who you may need. But then God opened my eyes for me to see humanity at its best, people at its best. So I watch Lady Charlotte and what she does, online and how she interacts with people. So, and I bring that into my writing journey too because she's someone I wouldn't mind being like, taking her bits and pieces of her and molding it to fit me how I am as a person, even though it's already there. But I love that about her. And another, um, so I think those are the three. And then Jen, that's my writing coach. Oh my God, Jen Lowry writes. She is just a light, a true light. And because of her is the reason why I'm here on YouTube because I started with her last January and we had to make a video in our group, WWJ's Writing Boot Camp. And I like, it took me forever to do a video because I was the one that was always hiding from the camera. I wouldn't take pictures with my family. I'm the one that's taking the pictures or ducking and hiding. I hated pictures. I didn't like the way I look. I just had this bad complex about the camera. And I was like, wow, look at me now. It's been a year. And who would have known that I would be on YouTube just loving it? So it was because of her I was able to break out of that shell and realize my reasons why. Figure out your reasons why you're writing. You would do anything. You can do just about anything with God on your side. So, yeah, those are the people that I bring into my mind and take bits and pieces and golden nuggets is what we call them and add it to what I want, my platform, or how I want to project myself and how I want to market my material out there and how I want to pay it forward to other people and all this other good stuff. So find someone in the writing industry that you like. Not saying you have to be like them, but you can take some of their golden nuggets and make it fit for who you are. So yeah, I had to make sure I get that out. We have Marion with us this morning, and Marion was saying that she was lying in bed willing her body to feel better while listening in can agree enough on how important it is to support other authors. I am a strong supporter of authors. I have never been a jealous person. I guess I'm really fortunate. I don't think I am because I'm very happy at where I'm at. Even if I never get bestseller author or all that other good stuff, to me, as long as my story touch one person, to me that's all that truly matters. But I do believe authors should support each other. We are family, and your story can always help someone, is how I look at it. Even if it's just to get a laugh, to offer some hope and maybe a conversation between a couple of characters in your story. I always find there's something good in everything we do, even if it's a horror story. In which I'm a scary cat. I thought I was a scary cat, but I'm really liking the supernatural stuff that I'm reading now, which is different. So anyway, yeah, Marion's gonna join us on the next. Oh, she's ready to go. All right, let's start with a 20-minute writing sprint. Okay, that completes our 20-minute writing sprint. So, what are you working on this morning and what are your goals for today? Let's see. While you writing that down, let's go for a quick 30-minute writing sprint and we'll come back and share our comments. Okay, that completes our 30-minute writing session. Let's look at some of the comments. So I asked everyone what they was working on, and Kate, one of the hardest things for her is getting characters' photos. Working on that and researching my MC. So I remember, are you still working on your character Bible, or are you using Pinterest? Pinterest is really cool. I've been working on my character Bible and trying to put faces with some of my characters on Pinterest. And what I use is unsplash.com. I don't know if you heard of them. And well, at least for my main character, Bailey Ray Vons, I already knew who portrayed her. And it was Jill Scott, the singer Jill Scott, a younger version of her. So I already knew what Jill Scott looked like. So I went and I Googled her and I looked at some of her pictures and found one that really depicts her in my cozy mystery. But I also use Unsplash to look for people for my characters. Like I found her cousin Olive on Unsplash. And who else did I find? Oh, and it was an actor. Ooh, I forgot his name. Who plays Bates' daddy, Raymond Shaw. Oh, he played in Greenleaf, I think. Yeah. So yes, if you have an idea, it's sort of easy to depict who you want. Now, right now, I'm looking for my fortune, uh, my psychic who was murdered, a victim, and I saw a painting of someone that looks like her, but I hadn't found a real image of a person, and I'm struggling with that a little bit. So you might want to check some of those free royalty free sites. I don't know if that'll help, but that's what I've been using. And sometime on Pinterest, I go through the people and just look and may find someone. So yeah, I think when you create your characters in your character Bibles and stuff, create a Pinterest board so you can visually see that. I love Pinterest. Let's see. Yeah, we had a new person that came in here. I love her name. I got a blank page. Good to have you with us this morning. You will not always have a blank page. Let me tell you that. You may start with a blank page, but hey, hang out with us. You'll have that page filled. Let's see. Marion said her goal is to outline a fantasy middle grade novel. I started in college using it to distract me from NaNo novel until January the 1st. Girl, that's a struggle. I struggled trying to separate myself from my NaNo novel back in July. But one of my friends said, you need to leave it alone for a few months. I thought a few months was too long. I thought I was going to lose interest if I did that, but I didn't. And she was right. So when I came back to it with fresh new eyes for November, it helped. So yeah, your fantasy outlining a fantasy for middle grade should be fun. I can't wait to read that because I've been reading a lot of children's book and young adults books, and I feel like I'm recapturing my youth because I wasn't brought up reading and writing. I couldn't stand it as a kid growing up. It was a chore. So now I'm going back and reading a lot of children's books, reading some YA books. My writing coach, she writes a lot of YA books. So yeah. Good luck, Marion. You're gonna go far with that. Nick said he's hoping to write 5K by the end of the day. Good job, Nick. I'm really proud of you hanging out with us. It's good to have you all here. So let's wrap this up with a 7-minute writing wrap up. Okay, that completes our writing warm up. Let's see the comments. Oh, Marion thinks a few months. 1 month is all I can give. It's a fantasy red. It's a fantasy Red Riding Hood retelling, and I'm so excited. Yeah, 1 month is all I could have gave too. I actually gave it 3 weeks. So yeah, staying away from my story is that long. They always say the rule is, and my deal is, rules are meant to be broken. So you got to do what works for you. And staying away 3 months is long. Even though I was working on my cozy mystery for this November, and I reached the 5K mark, but I didn't finish the editing process. I didn't stop. I'm continuing through. I hope to be finished with this third edit by the end of the month. If not, I might go on through January, the end of January, and take, well, I might have to take a month off, but a month does sound long. But yeah, you got to really figure out what works for you. So go for it, girl. Um, Nick said, that sounds like fun read. Did you like Once Upon a Time? I guess when you mentioned Little Red Riding Hood or Red Riding Hood, I like Once Upon a Time. I got lost maybe after the third or fourth season and I stopped watching it. But Marion says she actually never watched it. Ha ha, too many fairy tales in one for me. But I always love enemies to lovers romance or the random matchup. So I thought this would work. Ah, that would be nice. So it's gonna be, I think you said it's gonna be more of a YA novel. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. I would like to see what happens. The good versus bad get together and fall in love. That sounds really good. Big boy, the cowboy story really sounds cool. Yeah, Nick. I was telling you, you need to go. That's where your passion is at. He was telling me that he likes to write a cowboy series of a young lawyer who gets tired of corporate life and he always wanted to live his dream and took all chances and go and be a cowboy. And I think he said something about there's a love triangle in there. So seeing or hearing his voice light up when he talks about this, I think that's where his passion is at. So I'm rooting for you all the way. So anyway, I hope all of you was able to succeed in what you was working on this morning, do some brainstorming, do some editing, or work on any other project that you was working on. And I hope whatever tips I gave you, you can embrace those. Take what you need. I call them golden nuggets and use them and apply them to your life. And with that said, we're going to end today. I will be back tomorrow. Wow, this week went by fast. I will be back tomorrow, same time. Until then, you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day and happy writing.